Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, for the Ogre Kingdoms, the focus is often on the lore of the Great Maw for most people, including myself, and that is to the detriment of the Firebelly, who is an awesome caster, fighter, character, kind of hybrid, light armor, but decent stats, armor piercing, and of course, lore of fire with flaming magic damage against a faction which is weak to both fire and magic. That is, of course, the Wood Elves. Do fall into that category. Firebelly can be quite strong, so let's take a look at this build from Stormrunner. He's got a couple of lead belchers already getting blasted by Way Watchers. Cut some trappers scattered around as well, like 4 trappers. Looks like Saber Tusk pack. We've got plenty of bulls, a couple of Mornfang cavalry with grit weapons, Tyrant, and the Firebelly. Some Noblars as well mixed in here. For the Wood Elves, it's going to be a Glady. Good old Pravana Threma, Glade Lord on a horse. Nice and cheap with a couple of Way Watchers. Front line of Eternal Guards with some War Dancers with Azrai Spear. And the Lost Sylvan Knights. So obviously tons of anti-large infantry and elite archers. Typically you would see more of a wide type build in this matchup. And I would say that generally that's going to be better. But the damage is still pretty extreme. I mean, even though they've only killed 1 unit model, basically all of those lead belchers are close to death, and most of the HP is gone from the unit, so pretty impressive stuff so far. But let's see what the Ogres can do moving into range here. Firebelly, like I said, innate fire magic damage on himself, also has a few kind of cool niche abilities. A breath attack here, pretty decent damage actually, 99 range damage and 46 explosive damage with a 1/3 AP ratio, and Flame Incarnate, which gives him damage reflection. He can use this when he jumps into melee. Whatever unit he's attacking or is attacking him will take some extra damage. And then of course also has this eruption explosion, so definitely has some extra damage utility. And here the Way Watchers are going to focus on the lead belchers, which is probably a good call, but then again that's also going to leave both of these ogre characters to get into combat relatively unscathed. Of course, Regis Lord sniping is not a nice thing to do, but tactically can definitely be the best option, such as in this case here. You see a nice Burning Head, not doing too much actually, but this is very critical. Flaming Sword of Ruin is popped kind of preemptively. Seeing these Lost Sylvan Knights charging in, the Burning Head also catches them, and then the Flaming Sword of Ruin going to give that magic damage to these Mournfangs with their elite anti-large AP as they duke it out with the Lost Sylvan Knights here. Not the biggest fan of this ROR right now. Stag Knights in general, I think, struggle to be cost-effective, but certainly if they can resist magic damage. Ogres historically don't have a ton of magic damage, so it's not a terrible pick in this matchup, I don't think, but at the same time, it is going to be a little bit of an issue here. Terror is starting to take hold, though, as they hold out. Definitely have taken some damage, but still trading reasonably cost-effectively there. The Tyrant also getting mixed in with the regiment around Wildwood Rangers that also have spears, of course. A little bit of, yeah, I believe that was the breath attack or something from the Firebelly. Who knows? Firebelly's now going to mix it up with that Spell Singer, though. Be able to rout her off with the Tyrant's help. Tyrant, of course, can heal himself. One of the reasons why it's not too risky to go, especially with a wide build, without to healing. Ogres also have healing on their army ability, which you're not going to get a ton of use out of against Elves, given that it's conditional on, chasing routing units. Elves' good leadership means they're not likely to have a lot of routing units that you're going to be able to chase. But anyway, nice Burning Head. Does a ton of damage. Must have been overcast on those Wardens of Kithral. Also hits those War Dancers as well, so some great value trades there. Got the Ogres pretty well in the lead. Lost Sylvan Knights managed to disentangle from those Mournfangs after routing them off, but at the same time, they're having a little bit of a hard time. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of desyncing. This is actually technically from the old patch, but maybe just a momentary lapse of micro as they do get on the move. Now we get the Trappers back involved, the Lead Belchers, even after taking such extreme damage. I mean, they still have enough unit models online to try and contribute a little bit in this fight, but Way Watchers find their bearings. They're going to now try and snipe out the Tyrant. Where's our Firebelly bro? Did he perhaps get sniped also? I wasn't paying attention to him. Those appear so, but at the very least was able to get some pretty good value in the meantime. Mournfangs move in. The Lost Sylvan Knights. Let's zoom in one more time. Watch these massive, monstrous cavalry just duke it out. Previously, Stag Knights were one of the biggest units in the game, but now these Mournfangs, and of course Crushers, are even bigger, but quite an impressive size indeed. And Saber-Tusk packs are going to be chasing what few routing units there are. Gnoblars also just moving on through, continuing to advance and just keep the pressure on, keep those extra unit models involved, so the monstrous infantry of the Ogres can just smash. And in general, although all the Elves tend to have pretty good range and pretty good spears, the high weapon damage of the Ogres tends to be pretty good against kind of the lower average HP of Elf units. A lot of Elf units tend to have less HP than its counterparts in similar factions, so that high weapon damage often is pretty brutal for them to deal with. Tyrant here, not wanting to take a fair duel against these two Elven characters, brings in Mournfangs to help him win that fight, and that should be pretty much army losses. Yep, Elves are just going to throw in the towel there, as things were pretty much out of reach. Yeah, it looks like the Firebelly did meet his end, but still was able to get a significant amount of value. 11,000 damage dealt. Pretty impressive against kind of mid-size Elf army. Here with the Wood Elves. Mournfangs did okay with that magical support. They definitely traded better than they would have otherwise. But the Blood Belchers, yeah, impressively enough, almost able to pay for themselves. Still, dual hand weapon Ogres, that extra little bit of anti-infantry damage does help them trade very well Elven infantry. So there you go. Saber-Tusk's great job chasing routing units. And then the Gnoblar is doing a great job of supporting here. For the Elves, yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to advocate for Lord sniping, definitely would have been better to just use that Prey of Anathrema and snipe the Firebelly right away with the Way Watchers. But still, you know, if that's something that you can possibly avoid as the Ogre Kingdoms, that's going to be pretty beneficial. But the Staunch line of Spears trades all right. I mean, a lot of these units are going to get pretty close to their value, as you would expect, but some of them not necessarily so much. And that kind of goes back to the fact that Gnoblars will trade very cost-effectively into them, and especially like side and rear charges. But even with that Ogre charge ability from the front, these regular kind of Ogre infantry will do okay, especially with support. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Don't forget the Warhammer World Championship Round 2, basically. Second go-around is happening right now, so be sure to check that out. I'll try and remember to leave a link down in the description below, and I'll try and remember to make announcements on all videos going forward. There are a lot of qualifiers, you know, over the next month or so, so plenty of time to sign up for that awesome, huge community-sponsored tournament. It is going to be in domination, but still should be all good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, all that jazz. See you next time.